Hello and welcome to Dad and Lad Stories. Now, we were set a challenge by a little girl called Brooke, age 7, from Southampton, which we think is Darcy's sister from last week. And the words that we were given are as follows.
Sparkly, house, grass, music and diamond.
So Brooke, here is your story, and it's called The Hidden Crown. We hope you like it.
Brooke enjoys finding things, whether it is her little sister when they are playing hide and seek, money down the side of the sofa, or even her dad's smelly socks, although she does have to hold her nose. Yucky, smelly, as they lie in the dark corner maturing like a mouldy cheese.
She was like an explorer, as every time she went out, her eyes would always be on the lookout for something new, something different, something expensive.
Climbing trees, digging holes, and turning over rocks, Brooke would literally leave no stone unturned in her desire to find something.
She once found a sweet behind the fridge, but she didn't eat it, as it had so much dust on it, it looked like it was wearing a coat.
Friends and family would say that if you ever needed anything to be found, just bring in Brooke. She'll find it, whether it is in a house or in a park, a sandy beach, or a field of grass. The little girl just had a sense for these kinds of things.
One day, however, her life would change. She would no longer have to do it on her own, as the family had a new addition, and one who loved finding things too. Or playing fetch, of course.
Yes, there was a new dog in town, and its name was Coco.
As Coco was still a puppy, Brooke would find all sorts of things out of place in the morning when she woke up, like her mum's slipper in the washing machine, a dog toy in the bathroom. She even discovered a rather smelly poo behind the TV, as the poor little dog was being house-trained. And of course, it was bound to have a few accidents.
It's not like dogs wear nappies, is it?
Anyway, the little girl and her new furry friend had so much fun finding things, although whilst Brooke wanted to find shiny things, the dog only ever seemed interested in finding food, balls, and even sticks, but they both seemed to have such a great time doing it together.
One day, when the family went for a picnic in the park, Brooke lay on the blanket with Coco, sun shining down, and said to the dog, who tilted its head slightly as if the shirt was listening to every word,
Imagine if we found something really sparkly that twinkled like a star.
The next thing they knew, the pair were dressed in explorer clothing, and stood in what looked like a forest, animal noises of all different types making a sound like music as it echoed all around them.
At first, Brooke and Coco were a bit spooked by the surroundings and new noises. That was until something caught the girls' attention, a twinkle of light up ahead in the undergrowth. The pair just had to go and explore. So off they went.
Climbing over tree roots, crawling through bushes, and pushing branches out of the way, Brooke the explorer was on a mission to find the source of the sparkly light, as Coco the dog ran beside her, finding it funny as it burst through piles of leaves that lay on the ground.
Suddenly, the light moved. The girl and her four-legged friend froze as it appeared from under some plants, now shining brightly like a diamond.
Found you, came the squawk of a parrot, whose name turned out to be Polly.
Brooke and Coco's eyes bulged at the sight of the shiny object. Or, more importantly, what was wearing it.
It was a snake. with what looked like a crown sat on its head.
Blast! It said, before turning to the explorers and saying, "Hello, my name is Simon. Simon Snake. Not very original, I know, but that's what my parents called me."
Hi, my name is Brooke, and this is my dog Coco. Coco, I think we'd better get out of here, the girl replied sheepishly.
Simon quickly responded with, "Oh no, please stay and play with us. We're playing a game called Hide the Crown."
Just after he had finished speaking, a terrible racket blasted out as a, as a very excited monkey swooped down, swinging on a run, and grabbed the crown off Simon's head before it swung back up into the air and disappeared into the trees. "Ah! Your turn to seek it now, Simon," Polly squawked.
"Blast! Blast! Triple blast!" Simon hissed, before pleading with Brooke and Coco. "Please, please, please help me find Maria so I can get my crown back."
The girl and her dog looked at each other and giggled. "You didn't say Simon Says," Brooke told the snake.
Raising a scaly eyebrow, Simon thought about what he'd just heard, before a big grin appeared on his face and said, "So you mean if I say Simon Says, you have to do what I say?"
"Yep," came the girl's response.
"I do like the sound of that game now. Simon Says, help me find that monkey," the snake replied, still grinning.
Brooke and Coco set off in search of Maria and the sparkly crown, as Simon slithered beside them, with Polly Parrot commentating from the sky. Up trees, down hills, and through leaves, the trio searched high and low, and even below for Maria the monkey, Simon becoming increasingly frustrated.
"See, this is why I don't like this game. Maria is so good at hiding," the snake said, now looking rather glum.
The girl and her dog, on the other hand, were loving the challenge, and it was then that Brooke noticed something on the floor. It wasn't shiny, like a diamond. It was bright in its own way, and it was yellow.
"A banana skin."
"Silly me," Brooke said. "We've been doing this all wrong. Looking for something shiny won't help us find Maria, but I bet if we follow the banana skin trail, we will."
Coco the dog took off in search of more yellow objects on the floor, no longer with the fruit inside, much to its disappointment.
It wasn't long before it stopped by a bush, tail wagging, a slight munching sound coming from inside.
Simon slid in to take a look, and there was Maria, sat hiding in a bush, stuffing her face with a banana.
"Found you," Polly squawked, as they all laughed.
As for the crown, well, it didn't contain any precious diamonds. In fact, it was only a few twigs wrapped in tinfoil.
Brooke and Coco had had so much fun, and it was time they were going, but Simon said they couldn't leave before having one game of Simon Says. So, of course, they just had to stay and play a little while longer.
"Brooke! Brooke! Hello, Earth to Brooke. Ah, there you are. You've been daydreaming for ages. Was it a good adventure, Princess?" the girl's dad said, as she got to her feet.
"It was great, Dad. Come on, Coco, let's go and find something sparkly," Brooke said as she began running off, Coco beside her as they went in search of a diamond or a stick.
The
The
end.
end.